You can listen to Football for Kids completely ad-free by signing up on Patreon or on Apple Podcast subscription. You can also link Patreon to your podcast player via Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Without adverts, there is no show. This episode is brought to you by our partners at Everton FC. Do you want to go behind the scenes at Hill Dickinson Stadium and explore the club's brilliant new home on the banks of the River Mersey? Now you can. Everton Stadium tours give fans a chance to step inside the dressing room, see where the manager prepares the squad on match days, follow in the footsteps of their heroes, walk down the tunnel to the sound of Zed cars and emerge pitchside for some unforgettable photo opportunities, including the chance to sit in the manager's dugout. How cool is that? It's a brilliant day out for football fans, families and anyone who loves seeing what happens beyond the touchline. The tours are fully accessible and open to all ages too. If you fancy seeing Everton's new home up close, booking is online only at evertonfc.com/tours. Hello grown-ups. Are you already starting to think about the summer holidays and how to keep the kids busy? Yeah, I thought you might. Today's podcast is brought to you by Kellogg'S Football Camps, a brilliant solution for families looking to keep kids active, having fun and building confidence this summer. With camps for girls and boys aged 5 to 15, Kellogg's are offering over 39,000 free places at sessions hosted by over 70 pro football clubs across the UK. From Colchester to Cardiff, Glasgow to London. It's a great chance for kids to get out, to play football and make new friends over the summer break. To book a free place, just buy a promotional Kellogg's Football Camps pack and scan the QR code to choose a club near you. T's and C's apply, subject to availability. Welcome to the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees, and welcome to day 6 of this very special Kellogg's Football Camp Super Week and a very, very special World Cup edition. Previously, on Neymar Jr. at the World Cup and his journey, we spoke about 2014, when the biggest football carnival on earth rolled into Brazil and a 22-year-old Neymar arrived carrying the hopes of the entire nation. He scored 4 goals in the group stage, he held his nerve in a nail-biting penalty shootout against Chile, and he helped Brazil reach the quarter-finals. Then came the moment that changed everything, against Colombia. Neymar was caught on the knee and he had a horrendous injury. Without him, Brazil collapsed against Germany, losing 7-1. 2 years later, Neymar returned to win a gold medal in the Olympics against that team who smashed them 7-1. Now, it's time for the next chapter in Neymar Jr.'s World Cup story. And we begin this one in Russia, 2018. Neymar arrived at the World Cup having only recently returned from a serious foot injury, and his tournament began with a bang, a crunch and several more bangs for good measure. Brazil drew 1-1 with Switzerland and Neymar was fouled 10 times. Next came Costa Rica in St. Petersburg. For 90 minutes, Brazil pushed and prodded. Costa Rica defended as though their goal had been protected by some sort of invisible force field. Neymar thought he had won a penalty, but the referee overturned the decision after checking the pitch side screen. Then, deep into stoppage time, the force field finally cracked. Neymar's teammate had scored. Neymar added another. Brazil went on to win the game 2-0 eventually. At the final whistle, he dropped to the grass and covered his face. The tears came tumbling out. All that noise, all that pressure, all that pain, for one moment. It had nowhere else to go. Next was a game against Mexico. The stadium was full, the heat shimmered above the grass, and the noise rattled around the stands. Then Neymar struck. He darted out of the box, stretched out a boot and slid the ball into the back of the net. Brazil won 2-0. Then came a game against Belgium, which Brazil would go on to lose 2-1, and Neymar's second World Cup ended with another walk in the shadows. By the time the World Cup had arrived in Qatar, Neymar was no longer the wide-eyed boy from Santos. He was 30 years old, older, wiser, battle-scarred. Brazil began against Serbia. Beneath the glowing lights at the stadium, Richarlison scored twice, including a twisting flying volley that seemed to hang in the air like a firework. Brazil won that game 2-0, but Neymar had been fouled 9 times. It was like the defenders had something for him, and eventually Neymar became injured again, walking away with a swollen right ankle. The pictures looked grim. Ligament damage meant Neymar missed the matches against Switzerland and Cameroon. He later admitted that he feared his World Cup might be over. But Neymar was not finished. He returned against South Korea. Brazil exploded into light. Vini Jr., Neymar, Richarlison and other players were on fire. Brazil won 4-1. And Neymar Jr. became only the third Brazilian after Pelé and R9 Ronaldo to score at 3 different World Cup tournaments. The dream was alive again. The quarter-final would be against Croatia, and it took place at the Education City Stadium. For 90 minutes, Croatia's midfield squeezed the space tighter and tighter. No goals, it would be extra time. Then, Neymar collected the ball and burst into life through the middle. One pass, another. Neymar skipped around the defence and smashed the ball into the roof of the net. It was his 77th goal for Brazil, drawing him level with Pelé's officially recognised total at the time. Surely that was it, right? No. In the 117th minute, Croatia equalised. It would be a dreaded penalty shootout yet again. Croatia would win the shootout. 4-2 the score was. Neymar had been waiting to take Brazil's 5th penalty that day. He never got the chance. As Croatia celebrated, Neymar sank to the grass in tears. Another World Cup had disappeared beneath his feet. The dream had slipped through his fingers. After the heartbreak of Qatar, Neymar's story took another enormous twist. In September 2023, he scored twice against Bolivia and became Brazil's all-time greatest leading goal scorer. 79 goals, more than any Brazilian player before him. When you think about the Brazilian players who did play before him, it really is quite something. Pelé, R9 Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, the list is endless. But only 1 month later, against Uruguay, Neymar suffered another serious injury, this time to his left knee. Another hospital room, another long road back. In January 2025, he returned to Santos, the club where his footballing adventure really began. And now, somehow, the circle has turned once again. Carlo Ancelotti, the men's first-team coach for Brazil, has selected Neymar for the 2026 World Cup squad. At 34, he is preparing for what will surely be his very final World Cup tournament. But there's one more obstacle. A calf injury has left him racing to be fit. So as the tournament begins, nobody knows exactly how this story will end. Will Neymar lift the trophy that he's chased for so long? Will there be one last burst of magic? Will he be fit enough to play at all? From the streets of Brazil in 2014 to the tears in Russia in 2018, the heartbreak of Qatar, and now the road to 2026. Neymar Jr.'s World Cup journey has contained almost everything. Goals, glory, crunching tackles, painful injuries, and enough drama to fill an entire bookshelf. He has not lifted the World Cup trophy, not yet, but perhaps this is why the final chapter feels so exciting. Because somewhere, beneath the noise, the pressure and the scars, the boy from Santos is still there, still dreaming, still dancing, still chasing that one final golden moment. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about the Football for Kids podcast. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly, or pitch side. I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.